Are you tired of the constant battle for inner calm? The world says strive, but the Bible offers secrets. Unlock finding your peace. 3 biblical secrets revealed. Your serenity starts now. The elusive quest for inner calm. Welcome. I want to speak directly to the place in your life where you feel the greatest tension, the most persistent strain. We live in an age of unprecedented connectivity, yet paradoxically it is an age of relentless internal disquiet. Our phones buzz constantly, our schedules are packed, and our minds race, processing an overwhelming flood of information from global news to personal deadlines. For many of us, the quest for true inner peace has become the single most elusive yet essential pursuit of our lives. Are you familiar with the feeling of a restless mind? That low, constant hum of anxiety that always seems to accompany you, even in moments of quiet. It's the feeling that no matter how much you achieve, how much money you earn, or how many spiritual disciplines you practice, a profound, lasting serenity remains just beyond your grasp. We often feel compelled to seek peace in external measures, in a new vacation, a perfect diet, a different job, or simply in trying to power through the stress with sheer willpower. We treat peace as a commodity to be purchased or a reward to be earned. But the moment the external fix fades, the internal noise returns, often louder than before. In a world saturated with self-help theories and fleeting emotional trends, genuine inner calm often feels like a rare, precious metal. But what if the solution is neither new nor complex? What if the most profound, most durable answers to anchoring your soul are found not in the latest psychological research, but in ancient, enduring wisdom, secrets revealed thousands of years ago, specifically designed to withstand the chaos of any human era? The Bible does not offer a naive promise of a life free from trouble. Instead, it offers a radical promise of peace within the trouble. This promise is not a suggestion for passive resignation. It is an active strategy, a spiritual and psychological realignment that transforms the way you engage with anxiety. Today, we are going to unlock 3 biblical secrets, 3 practical, powerful principles that expose the roots of your restlessness and provide the cure for constant striving. These secrets, when practiced faithfully, transform panic into quiet confidence, chaos into calm, and your daily weariness into durable spiritual stability. We will not be exploring philosophical musings, but actionable, immediate shifts in thought and behavior, rooted in the authoritative word of Jesus. These secrets are designed to stop your reliance on temporary fixes and to build an internal stronghold that cannot be breached by external circumstances. Get ready to challenge your default setting of worry. Get ready to shift your psychological perspective, to anchor your mind in the only moment that truly matters, and to build an unwavering foundation of trust in the only one capable of holding your world together. Let's start with the first secret, the one that immediately changes the way you look at every single problem you face. Secret Den 1. The power of perspective shift. The first secret to reclaiming your inner calm is mastering the power of perspective shift. Our default psychological wiring compels us to be problem-focused. When a storm brews, a financial crisis, a health diagnosis, a relational breakdown, our attention naturally locks onto the external circumstance. We zoom in on the magnitude of the difficulty. We analyze every possible negative outcome until exhaustion sets in, and we become emotionally enslaved by our own fear. We are allowing the problem to dictate our internal state. The Bible commands a completely different, counterintuitive response. This transformative strategy is powerfully laid out in Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to Jesus, and the peace of Jesus, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. This passage is a prescription for spiritual transformation. It doesn't tell us not to feel anxiety, but it gives us an active, immediate alternative to dwelling in it. The perspective shift is simple. Move your gaze from the problem to the provider. The first practical component is the command to learn how to cast your anxieties. The original Greek word here implies a forceful, deliberate transfer, like throwing something heavy onto a different carrier. This is a spiritual transaction where you consciously identify the burden you are carrying, the specific fear, the specific worry, and actively place that weight into the capable hands of Jesus. When you cast your anxiety, you are declaring, "This burden is too heavy for me to carry, but it is not too heavy for you." You are relinquishing ownership of the problem. The second, and perhaps most radical component of this transaction, is the inclusion of "with thanksgiving." Why must we include gratitude when we are in distress and asking for help? Because gratitude fundamentally alters your perception of the struggle. It forces you to look backward and acknowledge the history of Jesus' faithfulness in your life. When you intentionally list the blessings you still possess, the strength you have been given, and the past obstacles Jesus has carried you through, you build a historical case for future intervention. This act of remembering shrinks your current problem down to its proper size, relative to the limitless power of Jesus Christ. This perspective shift is the spiritual master key. It changes your identity from being a helpless victim of circumstance to being a co-operator with a sovereign power. You open the door for that supernatural peace that transcends all understanding. This is a peace that makes no logical sense given the severity of your external situation, yet it guards your heart and mind like a divine soldier standing watch, refusing to allow fear to enter and take control. Mastering this secret means training your mind to stop defaulting to fear and to start defaulting to the practice of petition, coupled with profound active gratitude. This exchange is the daily discipline that transforms constant internal struggle into quiet, confident submission. Secret D, the practice of present moment living. The second indispensable secret to finding and maintaining your peace is the practice of present moment living. A vast majority of the anxiety that plagues us daily is not generated by the immediate real-time problems we are facing right now. Instead, it is fueled by mental time travel. We either dwell excessively on past regrets, the "if only I had done things differently" cycle of guilt and shame, or we catastrophize future possibilities, the "what if this happens" loop of fear and worry. When your mind is hijacked by these non-present realities, you systematically rob yourself of the peace that is perpetually available in the now. Jesus provides the definitive lesson against this psychological burden in Matthew 6:34. Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. This is not a teaching against planning. It is a profound spiritual instruction against trying to live 2 days at once. Jesus teaches us that worrying about tomorrow does not solve tomorrow's problems. It simply depletes today's spiritual energy, making you ill-equipped to handle the present. The Lord promises us daily bread. He gives us the precise measure of grace, strength, and provision necessary for the current. The grace you need to face tomorrow's challenges will be available to you tomorrow. Attempting to access it today will only lead to exhaustion and profound discouragement. Understanding this principle forces us to become masters of anchoring ourselves in the present moment. Past regrets are historical data points. Future anxieties are merely hypothetical projections. neither holds any power over you unless you willingly give your energy to them right now. What are the actionable techniques for anchoring yourself? Firstly, you must establish the one day at a time boundary. When a massive future obligation or fear creeps in, you must verbally or internally tell yourself, I do not have grace for that right now. I have grace only for this hour. This is a spiritual declaration of reliance on Jesus' sufficient daily grace. Break down your overwhelming future tasks into the single, smallest action you must take right now. Focus on excellence in that micro task. Secondly, utilize faith-based mindfulness and sensory awareness. When your mind begins to spin with anxiety, interrupt the thought pattern. Bring your consciousness back to your immediate environment. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, and then actively surrender the outcome of those sensory inputs to the Lord. This practice forcibly pulls your mind back from the hypothetical abyss of the future into the grounded reality of the present, where Jesus is immediately accessible. Peace is not found in controlling the future. It is found in trusting Jesus completely in the present. By actively choosing to refuse to borrow trouble from tomorrow, you safeguard the tranquility of your soul today, ensuring your strength is spent on today's battles, where victory is assured by His sufficient grace. Secret Den 3, the foundation of unconditional trust. We have successfully navigated the terrain of shifting our perspective and anchoring ourselves in the present. Now we arrive at the third and most foundational secret, the one that provides the bedrock upon which all lasting peace must be built, the foundation of unconditional trust. Anxiety, at its core, is a symptom of control deficiency. It is the direct consequence of our relentless, exhausting, and ultimately futile need to orchestrate our own outcomes. We strive, we manipulate, we plan, and we worry, all because we believe deep down that the final responsibility for our safety and success rests entirely upon our limited human shoulders. This striving is unsustainable and invariably leads to burnout, frustration, and crippling fear when life deviates, as it always does, from our meticulously crafted blueprints. The biblical antidote to this burden of self-control is found in the wisdom of Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. This passage is a powerful spiritual formula that links surrendered control directly to inner stability. When we lean on our own understanding, we are operating with an incredibly limited view of reality. Our perspective is finite. We see only the moment, only the immediate consequences, and only our immediate options. When you place your unconditional trust in Jesus, trusting Him with all your heart, you are making a profound declaration that there is an intelligence far greater, a love far deeper, and a power far more capable than your own, whose view encompasses not just this moment, but the entire tapestry of your life. This radical surrender alleviates the pressure of self-authorship. Surrendering control is not a passive surrender to fate. It is an active declaration of faith in a sovereign, good Jesus. It means you do your due diligence, you work diligently, you plan wisely, you pray earnestly, but you deliberately hand over the outcome to Him. This is the difference between worrying about the entire ocean and merely rowing the boat. You are responsible for the rowing. Jesus is responsible for the tides, the wind, and the safe arrival at the destination. When you accept this division of labor, the spiritual burden on your soul is lifted, replaced by a quiet confidence. This deep trust provides an unwavering foundation for inner tranquility. Consider the historical examples: Daniel in the lion's den, Paul and Silas chained in a Roman prison, or the disciples weathering the storm on the Sea of Galilee. Their peace did not come from a guarantee of survival. It came from their unwavering knowledge of the character of Jesus. They trusted that he is faithful, that he is loving, and that he works all things for the good of those who love him. When your peace is rooted in the unchangeable character of Jesus, it becomes completely independent of your changeable circumstances. This unconditional trust transforms the very nature of uncertainty. Instead of being a source of panic, uncertainty becomes an opportunity to witness divine intervention. It is the space where your ability ends and God's power begins. By acknowledging him in all your ways, you invite his perfect wisdom to straighten and align your paths, leading you to an inner calm that the world simply cannot take away. Your journey to lasting serenity. We have unlocked and deeply explored the three powerful integrated biblical secrets designed to forge lasting peace within your soul. They form a spiritual fortress, built layer by layer against the ceaseless assault of anxiety. Secret down 1, the power of perspective shift. Philippians 4:6-7. This is the secret of redirection. It is the active spiritual transaction where you transfer the weight of your worry and trade it for the liberating power of prayer, coupled with deliberate, grateful acknowledgement of Jesus' past faithfulness. This foundational step changes the object of your focus from your problem to your provider. Secret 2, the practice of present moment living. Matthew 6:34. This is the secret of anchoring. It is the discipline of refusing to live in the hypotheticals of the future or the regrets of the past. You commit to living within the bounds of today's grace, maximizing the spiritual strength available to you right now, and refusing to borrow trouble from a tomorrow that is already covered by the Lord. Secret 3, the foundation of unconditional trust. Proverbs 3:5-6. This is the secret of surrender. It is the non-negotiable bedrock of your faith, where you deliberately lay down the crippling burden of self-control, acknowledging that your finite understanding is no match for the infinite wisdom of Jesus, who is perfectly capable of steering your life. The true potency of these secrets lies in their integration. They are not separate spiritual activities. They are interconnected habits of the heart. You cannot genuinely live in the present, secret to you, if your mind is still focused on the magnitude of the external threat, secret, and neither of those practices is possible without the deep underlying assurance of unconditional trust, secret T, that undergirds your ability to let go of the control. Your journey to lasting serenity is therefore not about waiting for a miraculous change in your external circumstances, for the economy to improve, for the health scare to pass, or for the relationship to mend. It is about enacting a radical internal change in your default response to those circumstances. It is about allowing the deep, settled peace of Jesus Christ, which transcends all your human logic and emotion, to become the dominant, overriding reality of your life. This peace acts as a spiritual governor, slowing the racing thoughts and silencing the internal noise. By committing to these three powerful secrets, you move from passively reacting to life's stresses to actively responding with the authority and calm of a heart that is fully surrendered and absolutely secure in Jesus. This is the difference between surviving and truly thriving in peace. Practical next steps. Understanding these three secrets is the start. Integration is the continuous work. Lasting peace is not a destination you arrive at, but a state of being you practice every single day. The Puritans had their daily disciplines. We must have ours. Here are three immediately actionable techniques. Spiritual disciplines rooted in these three secrets that you can begin practicing today to intentionally cultivate ongoing peace. 1. The 5-minute morning exchange, rooted in secret Den 1 perspective shift. Your first conscious thought sets the trajectory for your entire day. Before you reach for your phone, before you engage with the news, or before you even lift your head from the pillow, engage in this spiritual transaction. Spend a dedicated 5 minutes doing the following. Name it. Identify the top 2 worries that are currently vying for your attention, e.g., a financial concern, a difficult meeting. Cast it. Verbally or internally say, Jesus, I cast the full weight of this worry to you. It is yours now. Thank it. Immediately transition to thanksgiving by listing 2 things you are deeply and actively grateful for, e.g., your breath, the health you do possess, His faithfulness yesterday. This discipline recalibrates your focus before the world can hijack it, anchoring you in gratitude before the anxiety can take hold. 2. The stop sign of anxiety, rooted in secret, and 2. Present moment living. Anxiety often operates as a runaway train of future-oriented thoughts. You must install a spiritual stop sign to derail these thoughts. When you feel the physical or emotional sensation of anxiety creeping in, the racing heart, the tight chest, immediately use it as a trigger for a specific 3-step action. Halt. Verbally or internally say the word stop. Recite. Immediately declare the truth of Matthew 6:34. Or simply, I only have grace for this moment. Anchor. Use your body to anchor your mind. Focus intensely on the task immediately in front of you, typing this email, washing this dish, driving this mile. This practice physically and mentally retrains your brain to stay grounded in the moment where God's sufficiency resides. 3. The nightly surrender ritual, rooted in secret. 3. Unconditional trust. Do not carry tomorrow's burdens to bed with you. They are too heavy for your rest. Before you go to sleep, engage in a final conscious act of surrender. Review your upcoming day, the schedule, the challenges, the uncertainties. Then pray a prayer of complete release. Jesus, I have done my best today, and I commit all of tomorrow, my efforts, my conversations, my outcomes, into your sovereign hands. I acknowledge that my best effort plus your perfect will is the only outcome I need. This ritual is a powerful spiritual boundary that ensures your rest is truly restorative, free from the crippling pressure of needing to control what is ultimately His. By applying these 3 practical biblical steps consistently, you are not just hoping for peace. You are actively creating the spiritual conditions for it to manifest in your daily life. The ultimate promise. The ultimate promise. We have reached the culmination of our journey. You now possess the 3 profound and practical biblical secrets to finding lasting peace: the power of perspective shift, the practice of present moment living, and the foundation of unconditional trust. This knowledge is your spiritual inheritance, but it only gains power through application. This is not a philosophy to be admired. It is a discipline to be lived. The pursuit of peace is an active, ongoing partnership with Jesus Christ. I encourage you now to move from being a passive listener to an active participant. Take a moment of intentional commitment. Which of these 3 secrets resonated most powerfully with the specific anxiety you face? Is it secret 1, perspective shift, challenging your tendency to catastrophize? Is it secret 2, present moment living, challenging your mental time travel? Is it secret M3, unconditional trust, challenging your need to control? I invite you to join the community and commit to action. Share your commitment by commenting below with the number of your chosen secret, 1, 2, or 3, and one specific way you plan to apply its corresponding practical step this week. Your vulnerability and commitment will serve as a powerful catalyst for someone else battling the same struggle. Remember the ultimate promise. The journey to serenity is not about the elimination of struggle. It is about the installation of Jesus' peace as the dominant force within your soul. When you commit to these secrets, you are building an inner reality where the joy of the Lord is your strength and his calm is your constant companion. If these deep insights have offered you a new pathway to inner calm, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and share this message with someone you know who is desperately seeking respite from anxiety. Let us spread this vital, life-changing wisdom. Thank you for seeking truth and enduring peace with us. May the peace of Jesus Christ, which transcends all understanding, guard your heart and your mind today and always.